Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. If you are an aspiring franchise buyer, an investor, or maybe a corporate professional who's finally ready to explore business ownership, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're unpacking the DRYmedic Restoration Services franchise opportunity. It's a brand that expertly marries a totally recession-resistant industry with a highly scalable business model, and it's quietly outperforming a lot of those flashier retail investments out there. Let's dive in. So right off the bat, we gotta ask ourselves, how do we achieve actual control and financial stability in today's wild economy? As a serious investor, you don't want a business that gets derailed by shifting consumer trends or economic downturns, right? You want a model where demand is constant, where the service is essential, and where your revenue is completely independent of the stock market. And that is exactly the kind of foundational wealth creation we're looking at today.
Here is how we're gonna break it all down today. First, we'll look at why this is a recession-resistant opportunity. Then, we'll dive into the DRYmedic business model itself. Third, the unmatched franchisee support. Fourth, we'll run the numbers on the financial investment. And finally, how you can actually start your ownership journey.
All right, let's jump straight into part one, a recession-resistant opportunity. Think about it. Unlike a high-end retail shop or a luxury service where you literally have to manufacture consumer demand, emergency restoration is entirely need-based. Water pipes burst, storms cause massive flooding, and fires happen. And none of that cares about whether the economy is up or down. When you own a DRYmedic franchise, you aren't trying to convince people to buy a nice-to-have product, you're stepping in with a critical intervention. Your customer acquisition is driven by absolute necessity. And I think this quote really hits the nail on the head when it comes to the DRYmedic ethos. You are building real wealth, absolutely, but you're doing it by actively helping your local community recover from total crises. You and your team actually get to be the local heroes. Honestly, that builds incredible community trust, it generates powerful word-of-mouth referrals, and it drastically lowers your customer acquisition costs. It's just a deeply fulfilling way to scale a profitable business.
Moving right along to Section 2, the DRYmedic business model.
This is where it gets really interesting. You've got this massive flexibility to scale through multiple revenue streams. You might start out focusing just on water and flood cleanup, but then you can easily expand into fire and smoke restoration, mold remediation, contents cleaning, and even handle the final construction and minor repairs. Strategically, this means you can maximize the revenue from a single incident. You can literally take a client from the day of the disaster all the way to the final coat of paint, massively increasing your average ticket size. Now let's talk about cash flow, because this hybrid revenue model is a total game changer. In the restoration industry, your high-ticket revenue comes directly from insurance payouts, which is great, but those checks can sometimes take a minute to process. DRYmedic's model expertly balances those large insurance payouts with direct, non-insurance paid projects. So you've got immediate liquid cash coming in the door while you build up those larger receivables. It is a rock-solid foundation for steady cash flow.
And the best part? You're not guessing how to operate here. You're plugging into a hyper-refined 5-step engine. A client calls the 24/7 hotline. Your team gets there fast to assess the damage. You coordinate the payment options, restore the property, and ultimately get the client's life back on track. For an investor, a repeatable, documented process like this is absolute gold. It makes hiring, training, and managing your technicians incredibly straightforward.
Okay, let's shift gears to Section 3, unmatched franchisee support.
Here's the thing, you don't even need a background in restoration to do this. You are getting top-tier technical training and ongoing support from seasoned disaster restoration pros. And crucially, DRYmedic is backed by Authority Brands, which is literally one of the biggest, most premier home service franchise networks on the planet. You are instantly tapping into enterprise-level marketing, operations, and business systems. It gives your local business the firepower of a massive national corporation. Consider this, a 4.9-star rating across more than 4,000 client reviews. That is huge. Building that kind of stellar reputation and brand trust as an independent mom-and-pop shop takes decades. But when you launch a DRYmedic, you inherit that massive social proof on day one. Your local community already knows they are getting professional, efficient service from a trusted national name.
All right, down to brass tacks. Section 4, the financial investment.
Let's break down the actual numbers here, because it's a highly accessible entry point for a business with this much scaling potential. The total investment range sits between $133,500 and $317,000. You'll need a net worth of at least $200,000 and about $75,000 in liquid cash to get rolling. Factor in a standard 5% to 7% royalty fee on a 10-year renewable term, and you've got a wildly competitive financial profile for such a robust, recession-resistant portfolio.
I also have to point out this incredible financial incentive for our veterans. DRYmedic honors those who have served by offering a massive 30% discount on the franchise fee. It speaks volumes about the company's culture and gives veteran investors a huge leg up when transitioning into business ownership.
And the scalability? Completely proven. With over 50 locations established coast to coast since 2014, the blueprint has been thoroughly pressure tested all over the country. You're joining an active network with dozens of experienced peers to learn from. The system absolutely works and is massively de-risked. Honestly, all that's missing is your leadership in your local market.
Which brings us to our final part, Section 5. Start your ownership journey.
So, are you ready to take total control of your financial destiny and build a seriously resilient portfolio? The next step is super simple. Head over to my website today. You'll find specific instructions, deeper investment details, and direct guidance on how to kick off your DRYmedic franchise ownership journey. Disasters aren't waiting for the economy to stabilize, and honestly, neither should your portfolio. The demand is already right there in your city. The only question is, are you going to be the one to capture it, or are you going to let someone else own your market? Go check out my website right now, and let's get you started.